Hey, sugar plums. I remember what I was gonna say. I like completely blanked. So, when I was living in Maine, out of the like 2 people that were nice to me, both like considered my best friends. Like they're such good people. But so one of them ended up, her and I became so close, and then she moved to Montana, like Maine, Montana. But before she moved, I don't want to speak on her religious beliefs. I don't think she was religious though, but every summer she would go to this, I called it Jesus camp, I don't know, church camp, I guess. So every year she would go to this Jesus camp with her friends from that area, and this was like, God, it must have been like a 2-hour drive away from where I was. I don't even remember what town it was in, where it was, you know. So she asked me about it, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't really like to sleep anywhere that wasn't my house, and I'm still like that to this day. I like to sleep in my own bed. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Like, I love her to this day. I love her, but I don't like summer camps. I don't like sleeping away, you know, and it was for a whole week. So I just said that. I left it at that. And her mom and my mom were friends, so she ended up bringing it up to my mom, and my mom was like, that would be really good for her. Like, my parents are not religious, which it's not a problem. You know, I'm not saying if you are religious, that's a problem. It's not. But my mom was raised very Catholic, and my grandma pushed that on her. So when she had me really young. She had me when she was 20. She was kind of resentful about that. So she did not introduce me to anything like that. But she wasn't opposed to, like, if my friend had a CCD class they wanted me to go to with them, she would let me go. It wasn't like she was against religion. She just wanted me to make my own choice with it. So she just thought it would be a good way for me to meet new people and get out of the house. So her and my dad were like, yeah, you're going. And I was like, all right. So I packed my stuff. We go. 2 hours away, and so there's like this, it's like, I don't even know what you call it, bunks, dorms, whatever, rooms with all these different bunk beds in them. So my friend was just kind of explaining to me who's who and who to watch out for, who's nice, all that. And so we put our stuff in the room, and then we go out, and they separated us into groups by our last name. And her last name and my last name are like on opposite ends of the alphabet, so I didn't even get put with my best friend, and that was the whole point of me going. So I got put with a bunch of random people that I did not know, which made it worse. And, you know, just all this religious stuff. And so this isn't funny, by the way. Like, I'm not laughing at this situation, but it was just, the whole week was such a shit show. So we go into this this huge room, like, I don't even know what you call it, but there's like the big cross at the far end, and just huge room. We're all setting up chairs, and all of a sudden I hear screaming from this girl behind me. So I turn around. Her arm is caught in the metal foldable chair. Her arm is caught in it, and she's like screaming bloody murder. And I'm pretty sure she ended up breaking her arm, actually, because keep in mind, we were all like 12, so we're tiny, like our bodies are tiny. So she ended up having to go home, and that was like my first couple hours with him being there. I was like, all right, cool, like, here we are. So we go to bed, and the bathroom was like a 2-minute walk from where the sleeping area was. And I was like, okay, if I need to go to the bathroom, like, I'm gonna wake you up and we're gonna go together. And that was the thing, is like, if any of us had to go to the bathroom, we'd wake each other up and we'd go. But my friend was such a heavy sleeper, you could not wake her up for anything. Like, I'll get to that though. So the first night's done, I sleep fine. Oh, another thing, you couldn't bring any technology. No phone, no iPod, no laptop, nothing. Literally nothing. Like, isolated from the world. Which I don't like need my phone, it was fine, but just the fact that I couldn't communicate with my parents and that I was there with only one person that I actually knew, it was just So the first night is done. We wake up the next day. I do random activities with people that I don't know. I'm just wildly uncomfortable the whole time. And so I started to get like a pimple right here, like one of those big juicy ones. I got one right there. So I was like, okay, that's fun. And then I noticed on my leg that I have this huge bug bite. Huge. It had to have been like this big on the back of my calf. So I went, there was a nurse there. I went and I was like, hey, I don't know what this is, but it's huge. So she pulls out a Sharpie, draws, I think you're supposed to do this. But at the time I was like, okay. But she draws a Sharpie circle around it to make sure it doesn't get bigger. So I'm like, can I please go home? Like, this is freaking me out. I just want to go home so bad. Like, I'm not religious. I'm not even with my best friend. Like, I'm so uncomfortable. I just need to go home. And she was like, no, like, you're fine. So whatever. I was forced to participate in the activities. And one thing that was actually really weird was there was this camp counselor, and I just felt such like an instant connection with her. Like, I had known her my whole life. I was like, you look so familiar to me. But we were in the middle of Maine. Like, I have a few family members in Maine, but they live kind of towards the New Hampshire border. And I don't have much family in Maine. But like, it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't know, it was just so weird. And she was like, yeah, I feel the same. Like, I feel like I know you. And I kind of felt comfortable with her. So I started explaining to her the situation, how I felt and everything. And I was just kind of crying and saying, I really want to go home. I don't feel comfortable here. So she actually would take me and bring me, there was like this campfire area in the water, like the lake was right next to it. So she would take me over there and she would just sit and talk with me and like explain the Bible to me, because the whole thing was like church camp. So she would like explain it to me because I had no idea about anything. And she would just like talk to me, just not even anything religion related, but just would make me feel comfortable. So that was cool. And then I was walking around one day, and this was like the same day or the next day or whatever, and my math teacher was like one of the head camp people. Like, my 7th grade math teacher who lived 2 hours away. It was just like I was like, am I being recorded? Like, is this a prank? Are we, what? I'm at Jesus camp 2 hours away from where I lived, and my math teacher, like, what's good? My math teacher was there. Like, so then this was like the 3rd night or something. I was having a dream or a nightmare, and I didn't mention this, but there's like a train track that goes through the camp, kind of by the water, but it's loud. It's super loud. The tracks are like going right through the camp. So all of a sudden I just heard this super loud noise, and it went into my dreams, and it was the train of the horn in real life, but it, like, you know. So I ended up waking up, and my stomach was killing me, because whenever I have anxiety or whenever I'm uncomfortable, I get like really bad stomach issues. So I was like, all right, I need to try to go to the bathroom. I don't know if I'm gonna puke. I don't know if I'm gonna have like a problem. So I tried to wake up my friend. She would not wake up. Like, she would not wake up. And she had a few friends there that she had known. So I tried to wake them up. Nobody was getting up. Nobody was waking up. So I had to walk in the pitch black, no phone, middle of Maine, to the bathroom and just sit there for like 30 minutes while my stomach decided what it wanted to do. And then I ended up just going back to bed after that. And the other thing was, my mom was pregnant at the time with my little sister. And I just had such a feeling that she was going to give birth on that Wednesday. So I was like, guys, I'm not going to be here for the full week. Like, my mom's going to have her baby on Wednesday. I just know it. And that's what ended up happening. To this day, I have such a good intuition. And I just knew somehow that she was going to give birth to my sister on that Wednesday. And even to this day, I thank her for saving me. Like, they weren't mean or anything. I was just so uncomfortable. I just wanted to go back to my house. So it was just the trippiest, most like fever dream experience of my whole life. And yeah, every time I think about it, it's just so many weird things happen there that, like, I don't know, it's just so weird. But that's it.